And we always and stuff. Okay. Ben telling me he's coming in cheerleader and he looks really cute. No.
Here, also sign our petitions. And when you're done that and you've gotten buttons and everything, come over and grab a sign and line up along the street so that people can know what we're doing on here, what we want. And the speakers will begin in about 10 minutes. Thank you. Can I please have everyone's attention? Really? Attention! If you haven't already signed in. Oh my God! Hey, how are you? Yep. I'll take a button. That's pathetic. Really? Oh, congratulations. That's how much it is. You start billing for your services. Wait to go up. Yeah.
Okay, so since we're doing this, this is not because of
Political discussion. Right here, this table is a sign in.
Okay, thanks a lot.
you're just wanting to So a lot of this stuff does really rewrite documents.
Since I told you that,
You don't know if it's bad. I'm bad.
you can see that at the party. Last year, I started watching that one.
This is a crowd. Why are we up there? Yeah.
It's like, yeah, thank you. I like for the
Contraception. My name is Brooke Anderson and I'm a community organizer with Champaign County Healthcare Consumers. So on behalf of healthcare consumers and the 36 other co-sponsoring organizations, let me welcome you to the rally and thank you for being here tonight as we as a community try to make people more aware of the existence of emergency contraception, as we call on pharmacies to stock EC, and as we call on the FDA and our state legislators to make EC available to women over the counter. Your presence here says something important. It says that we as a community support the right of women to make choices about their bodies, their lives, our health. It says that moms, dads, grandparents, teens, teachers, workers, students, physicians, and churches are all united in a safe, effective, and affordable contraception and emergency contraception. It says that we want EC! 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 And so without further ado, I give you CCHCC's own Allison Jones, who will be telling you a little bit about what's going to be taking place tonight. Allison.
Hello, this is awesome. Okay, a couple of things real quick. First, as we'll talk more about later, a lot of women have a lot of trouble getting their prescription to EC in time. So tonight here we have our own physician from Planned Parenthood, Dr. Ann Robin, who will be writing prescriptions. So if you want to get a prescription, go over there. There's a quick consultation. You can either keep the prescription for just in case, or later on you can go over with us. We're going to have a delegation go over to Osco and we can go get them filled together. Okay, next, make sure to sign in. We'll just keep you updated about other events for the campaign. So make sure to sign in before you go. Also, there are petitions going around, petitions in support of legislation that would increase access to EC. There are organizers walking around the crowd, so make sure to sign the petitions. Next, we have buttons and temporary tattoos, so get your button, they're free. And finally, and probably most importantly, we have dessert over there, provided by Food Not Bomb, so get your EC dessert. Okay, and this is going to take a second, but next I want to thank all of our co-sponsors. They've really been awesome generating their time and money. So I'm just going to go through this list real quick. Our co-sponsors for this event are the 85% Coalition, the Activist Forum, Anti-War, Anti-Racism Effort, A Woman's Fund, Campus Acquaintance Rape Education, and the UIUC Office of Women's Programs, Campus for Choice, Center for Democracy and a Multiracial Society, Champaign County ACLU, Champaign County Healthcare Consumers, Champaign County National Organization for Women, College Democrats, Community United Church of Christ, El Centro por los Trabajadores, Feminist Majority, Food Not Bombs, Illinois Disciples Foundation, Men Against Sexual Violence, Northwest Chicago Choice, Pandora's Rag, Planned Parenthood of Decatur, Planned Parenthood of East Central Illinois, the Progressive Resource Action Cooperative, Rape Crisis Services, School for Designing a Society, Socialist Forum, Student Alliance for Multicultural Education, still going, Student ACLU, Student NAACP, Student National Organization for Women, the UIUC, or the UC, Independent Media Center, Union of Professional Employees, Unitarian Universalist Church, Social Action Committee, United Church of Christ Campus Ministry, Women's Direct Action Collective, Women's Health Task Force, the Women's Studies, and YMCA and YWCA of University of Illinois. So let's hear it for our co-sponsors! Okay, so tonight we have a lot of wonderful speakers unveiling a survey of which area pharmacies have EC, and then we're going to go over to Osco and fill those prescriptions for those who want to. So, next. Okay, the next speakers are going to be Gabby Lee. She's an undergraduate student at the U of I in sociology, and she is the co-president of Pandora's Rag magazine. And we also have Samantha Hack-Rizzo. She's on staff at Planned Parenthood of East Central Illinois, and they're going to talk about what is EC and how it works. So, Samantha, Gabby.
Gabby couldn't make it tonight, but I'll talk for both of us. Okay, EC or emergency contraception is a dose of the hormones used in ordinary birth control pills. Even women who may not be able to tolerate long-term hormonal birth control can still use EC. Emergency contraception prevents pregnancy by inhibiting the release of an egg, preventing an egg from being fertilized, or preventing the implantation of a fertilized egg. The American Medical Association defines pregnancy as the implantation of a fertilized egg. So it's really important. EC is birth control. It's not an abortion, because EC does not in any way harm a fertilized egg that has already implanted. Emergency contraception can be taken up to 5 days after unprotected sex or sexual assault, though it's most effective if taken within the first 72 hours after unprotected sex. Then it's 89% effective at preventing pregnancy. Emergency contraception is birth control, and all effective birth control methods should be available to all women. Even though the FDA has approved EC for our sale with a prescription, that doesn't mean that all women have access to EC. First, if a woman experiences birth control failure or sexual assault, it usually happens on Fridays and the weekends. So she has to wait till a doctor's office opens, till she can get an appointment, and then her doctor has to write her the script. For women who don't have regular health care, this is a huge barrier. Especially then, if they get the script, that doesn't mean they're going to get EC. They have to find a pharmacy that carries that. In smaller communities where places like only Walmart or your pharmacy, you can't get EC. Also, being sexually assaulted is no guarantee that you can get emergency contraception, because many hospitals, especially Catholic hospitals, will not dispense emergency contraception. So what we're here asking for is the right to birth control and the right to EC over the counter. What do we want? EC! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? EC! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? EC! When do we want it? Now! Alright, now I give you Rachel White-Summing. She is a student at Parkland, a leader in the Student Alliance for Multicultural Education, a volunteer for Planned Parenthood, and a leader in this campaign for EC. Rachel White-Summing. Hello, my name is Rachel, and I'm a volunteer for the Campaign for Access to Emergency Contraception. As Samantha has already told you, our main concern is the difficulty that women face when they are trying to obtain a prescription for EC and time for it to be effective. However, this is not the only obstacle facing women who are trying to get EC. Even after a woman has successfully gotten a prescription, she still has to find a pharmacy that is willing to stock EC and actually has it on hand when she needs it. Many pharmacies do not stock EC. This is not a given. Many pharmacies do not stock EC because their corporate headquarters objects to EC, or because requests for it are so infrequent.
would you be able to fill it? And then we recorded the results of that and a few follow-up questions. You should have received a blue leaflet which details the results of the pharmacy survey. As you can see, many of the pharmacies in Champaign County, including Osco Drugstore, across the street here, stock EC. To these pharmacies, we say on behalf of all women, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Also on the leaflet, you will notice that other pharmacies such as Meijer, Provena Covenant, Target, and Walmart refuse to carry EC. To these pharmacies, we say boo! Shame on you for making it harder for women in our community to get access to this safe and much-needed health care. Now, I don't know about you, but I want to make the money that I spend in this community go to businesses that support women and women's health. And I want to emphasize the connection between emergency contraception and health. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding many of women's health issues, but my question to you is, have men ever been denied health care because someone thought it was controversial? Are we hearing about men being denied Viagra because somebody thinks it's controversial? No! I'm going to think long and hard before spending another dollar at Target, Meijer, Walmart, and other businesses that refuse to stock EC. At the same time, what we are doing here today by supporting OSCO, to thank them for their support, we are sending a very positive message to them and encouraging them to make decisions in the future that favor women's rights. Getting EC over the counter is a huge step, but we also need to convince our local pharmacies to stock EC, whether it's over the counter or not. Buying EC from them, especially beforehand in case of emergency, which is what we're doing here today, will help convince them of not only the need for EC, but the available market for it. Please hang on to these leaflets that you've got today and share them with your women friends and male friends who have wives and girlfriends. As always, if you need a prescription for EC, you know you can always call Planned Parenthood of East Central Illinois, whose number is provided at the bottom of the leaflet. And as prices and availability of EC may change over time, we advise that you please call the pharmacies ahead of time and make sure that the price and availability is the same. Their numbers are also provided on the leaflet. And finally, we want to send a message to pharmacies who think that they can compromise women's health care options for what they think is controversial. I'm going to give you the names of some pharmacies, and you're going to answer back to me, can't you see we want you to stop EC? We're going to start with Target. Are you ready? Target, Target, can't you see we want you to stop EC? Meijer, Meijer, can't you see we want you to stop EC? Provena, Covenant, can't you see we want you to stop EC? Walmart, Walmart, can't you see we want you to stop EC? Thank you for your round of applause. Awesome chanting, you guys. Okay, the next speaker is Mia Lane. She's a senior in Health and Planning Administration at the U of I, and she's also a student health educator at McKinley Health Center. And she will be talking about how to get EC if you're on the U of I campus. Mia?
Hi everybody, are you excited? Say yes! I'm excited too, and what I'm going to talk to you all about is how to get EC if you're a U of I student. So U of I students, please listen up. To get EC at U of I is very simple. All you do is either call Nurse at 333-2700 and get an appointment, or you don't even have to have an appointment. You can go to the Women's Health Clinic at any time and speak with a nurse. You fill out a form and you go downstairs on the first floor to get the prescription filled, and it's free. EC at U of I's McKinley Health Center is free. So whenever you need it, ladies, just go ahead and go to McKinley and you can get EC for free. And that's how you get EC at U of I.
All right, thank you, Mia. Next, I want to introduce to you a woman who's been busy all night long. I want to give you a round of applause. I'm going to go get her. Her name is Dr. Ann Robin. What do we want? Easy!
Is that loud enough? Hello, I'm Dr. Robin, and I'm writing prescriptions over here at the table because I believe that emergency contraception should be widely available to anybody that needs it, whenever they need it. And the best way to do that is to continue work to convince our Food and Drug Administration to make this over the counter so that anybody can go into the drugstore and get it without a doctor's prescription. But until then, I'll write you a prescription. This is a very safe, very effective way of preventing unplanned pregnancy. This is contraception. This is prevention. This is very safe. If a woman actually takes this accidentally when she is pregnant, it will not cause an abortion. It will not cause any harm to the pregnancy. It's very, very safe. It's about 75% effective in preventing pregnancy. It's not 100%. So this is a plan B. After the fact, something's already happened, we need to do something, this is the way to go. I've been providing emergency contraception since early 1980s, and I'm really glad to be able to continue to do so. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody, now's the time. So if you got a prescription and you want to go, come over here. We're going to walk over to Osco together. So if you want to go, come. And if any members of the media or just anybody who wants to go with us, please come. Okay.
All right, next I want to introduce you to entertain us while our delegation goes to get prescriptions. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. So we tell them, we are the cheerleaders. We are the cheerleaders. The mighty, mighty cheerleaders. The mighty, mighty cheerleaders. Fighting for justice. Fighting for justice. And the revolution. And the revolution. R is for radical and A is for all right. D is for democracy and I is for incite. C is for cheering and A for anarchy. L is for love and that is what you'll see cause we're radical. So let the police know. Radical. Or they won't let you go. Contraception for me. Up to 5 days after sex with little side effects. Over 75% effective and it's still a contraceptive. Access this means power and choice. My body's my body, my voice is my voice. On demand, easy and a helping hand.
My job is to help other teens learn about the prevention of pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections. This is what a day in the life of a peer educator looks like.
Hey, Mindy, I heard you and Jared are getting pretty tight. Hey, Mindy, I heard you and Jared are getting pretty tight.
We are, but last night we were, and the condom broke. I'm scared I'm pregnant, and I really don't want to be.
Hey, girl, you really should do something if you don't want to be pregnant.
I guess I'll just wait and see if I'm okay.
Oh, yeah, like pretending it didn't happen will make it okay.
Well, what other choice do I have? I can't have a baby now. I'm still in school.
You do have another choice. Have you heard of emergency contraception?
No. What's that?
Well, it's a pack of 2 pills that can reduce the chance you'll get pregnant. You can take it up to 5 days after sex. The sooner you take it, the more likely it is to
active and would benefit if they could get EC over the counter. Teens deserve the right to have access to all forms of pregnancy prevention and education on how to use them. And the easier we make it for teens to get birth control, EC, and sex education, the fewer teen pregnancies and teen abortions we'll see.
Hey, won't giving teens access to EC make them become more promiscuous?
The reality is that many teens are already having sex. Giving teens information about all the ways to prevent pregnancy will not encourage them to have more sex. Teens deserve the same pregnancy prevention options that everyone else does.
Providing EC won't encourage teens to become sexually active, but it will help to reduce pregnancies in teens that are already sexually active.
Okay, doesn't providing emergency contraception to teens encourage them to take risks with their other birth control methods like the condom or the pill?
The reality is that with or without EC, some people don't always use birth control exactly as they should. Mistakes do happen, but not just to teens. We are angry that the issue of teen sexuality is being used to argue against the access to EC. As a teen, I can tell you, giving teens access to EC won't encourage them to take more risks.
Don't take our word. According to studies, giving teens advanced doses of emergency contraception does not increase the likelihood of unprotected sex or negatively affect the condom use or the use of hormonal birth control.
Excuse me, question. If teens just practice safer sex and abstinence, they would have to worry about getting pregnant or using EC.
Unfortunately, not all methods of birth control are 100% effective. For example, condoms can break. So even people who are practicing safer sex still need to get EC.
And many teens are the victims of sexual assault from peers, older men, and even men in their families. Even teens who may be trying to practice abstinence or safer sex can be victims of abuse and assault, and they need access to EC too.
Thanks for your attention, everyone. We're the Teen Awareness Group from Planned Parenthood.
As soon as she's had her protected in her purse. Now you tell me, is that right? No, that's not right. Is it right for the President of the United States who will never know the fear of an unplanned pregnancy? No, that's deny basic health care to women? Are we gonna let this stop us? No! That's right. Tonight after the rally, we'll be sending over 1,000 petition signatures to the FDA and to our members of Congress from Champaign County residents. And that's just the beginning. If we have to send
EC now. And I hope that you can use this excitement to get involved in the action. And there's several ways that you can get involved in the action. Tonight, in fact, you can go and sign our petitions on the table right behind me. You can get your EC tattoo or button. The tattoos are lovely, I have one. You can get an EC shirt. You can also, you can sign up for our mailing list. You can get a brochure to educate yourself more about EC and where you can get EC. And you can also get a prescription for EC right now.
And it's also important to get involved beyond today. On November 2nd, make sure that you all go out and vote for candidates that support a woman's right to choose.
Yeah.
Let's campaign for EC volunteer. Brochures and membership forms are available over at the registration table. Donations are also always welcome. Educate yourself. You can go to our website at www.healthconsumers.org/EC. Also, you can attend our next EC meeting, which is at the Illinois Disciple Foundation at 610 East Springfield Avenue, and it's at 6 p.m. on November 7th. Thank you all for coming out.
Next I give to you Ashley Petty. She's one of the brave women that went across the street to get her EC prescription. Ashley, tell us about it.
Hi, my name's Ashley Petty. I'm actually from Decatur. I don't work for any of these people. I'm just a regular teenage girl. Not teenage, 21-year-old girl. Just trying to prove how easy it could be to get
not rain. Okay. That was exciting.
Some kind of science.
I took pictures. I took 17.
That's why I know you guys.
Ovulation, inhibits fertilization, or inhibits the fertilization, the implantation of fertilized eggs into the uterus. And all of those things happen prior to the medical and scientific definition of pregnancy, which is the implantation of fertilized egg into the uterus. And what people need to know is that emergency contraception can only prevent a pregnancy. It can never terminate an existing pregnancy. If a woman is already pregnant and she takes emergency contraception, that drug will do nothing to harm the development of her. Yes, we're very thankful for contraception. However, we find it very unfortunate that emergencies such as Target, Athena Covenant, Fire, and Walmart are not open.
What do we want? Easy! Yeah. Oh my God.
A lot of students Did you get all the quotes